Never rush. Never rush.
Alright guys, I'm back with another video, update video on the Malibu. I've gotten a lot of work done, but not enough really. Like it's like I keep saying like that last 10% is like the hardest time ever, like the most like tedious work or whatever when you building a car. But I got a lot did off camera. Let's go over it and see. It's a little clean because I actually took it to the wash and cleaned it up on my way to the exhaust shop. So where do we want to start? Let's start at the back and just work our way forward. I finally got this raggedy seat out. There's like 2 bolts at the bottom of the seat. You gotta take those out, and then it like slides, it like pops up or something, and you're able to take it out. One side was, that bolt wasn't coming out, it was gonna strip probably, so I just cut it at the bottom, and when I get the other back seat I'll probably do the same and then just weld it, like tack them together. But let me get this out the way. I had to put a new gas tank up because the old one had a rust hole, so this is a new to me gas tank with no rust. It's holding, there's no leaks, no spots on the ground, so we're pretty good. I got a electric pump in there that I probably won't be able to show you all without climbing under the car. Something I don't want to do. Let me see. Alright. You can kind of see it up there, but it's a little cheap AutoZone electric pump. It's working pretty good. It's got all new rubber hoses and everything going to it. There's a new sending unit in the gas tank. I still need to hook the ground up for that. I think the ground has to be hooked up for the fuel level gauge, I guess, to work. So that needs to be done. Then moving along to the interior. Like I said, I got the back seat out, so that's out. I still need to fix these floors. They're not the worst I've seen, but the rust holes are in good areas where it's going to be easy to just cut that out and weld in a new panel. But yeah, the back seat's out, the headliner is out, and you can see the mice were living up there in the little channels or whatever. They've been eating through everything in here. So when the headliner came down, it smelled like a lot of rat pee in here, or mice pee, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so all this stuff needs to be cleaned up. The rear deck, I think those holes are for like 6x9s. Don't quote me, I don't know much about music, sound systems and stuff, but I think it is. So that'll be nice when we get to that part of the build. We'll be able to put some nice speakers or whatever in here. Moving on to the front of the interior, I got the bucket seats mounted. I found these literally already taken out of a Camaro, a 3rd-gen Camaro sitting in the junkyard. So I just grabbed them, and one of the brackets was broke. That's probably why whoever took them out left them. I just welded that up, fixed it, and took them. They in pretty good shape. This is the passenger side. It's a little bit of like sun damage or whatever. I don't care about that. I'm gonna re-dye them. And the padding in them is pretty good still. Track slide front to back, real easy. The driver's side, there's a little hole starting to come right there, but it's not bad overall. Same thing, the padding is pretty good in the seat. I did notice that the back of the seat kind of leans out this way a little bit, like maybe it's bent in here somewhere or something like that. I might try to fix that. It's not the biggest deal, but whatever. On to the shifter. I gotta be in them. I think they call this the I want to say ratchet shifter. I could be wrong. I can't remember, but let me show how it works. So basically it's like a lockout and park and reverse, I think. Park, reverse, and drive, something like that. So it's locked here, you pull it up. I think that's reverse, or that's reverse. Yeah, this might be reverse. I'm not sure with this shifter, man. it functions different every time I mess with it. It gotta be, I bought it used, so maybe something's wrong with it. But yeah, so I think this is reverse. So from reverse, it should just slap in the neutral, and then you should be able to just throw it in park. I mean not park, but drive, and then you unlock it. See, I feel like there's another notch that is supposed to drop back for one, and then you're supposed to be able to like just slap it forward without it skipping the gear, and run through the gears 1, 2, drive. Is it 1, 2, drive, overdrive, or let me see. I don't know what the thing is, but yeah, so you're supposed to be able to just slap it. But see, it just like jumped all gears and went straight to drive. So I don't know. I gotta mess with that some more. Like something's wrong with that. That's obviously not working right. But I got some cheap gauges put in also, so I could tell what the oil pressure, the volts, the water is. So those work fine. When you turn the key, the volts jump up to about 12. Oil pressure was at like 40, 45 or something like that at idle. And water temp also works. That's on the sensor. So when it gets up to about 200 degrees, I think that's when the fans kick on. I feel like it should kick on earlier than that though, but yeah. But yeah, that's when it's kicking on or whatever. I might change the sensor. I'll see if I can get it to kick on earlier. The dash, I thought this dash was black the whole time I had this car. I thought the dashboard was black, and I put a light on it one day just by chance and found out that the dash is actually it was like a navy blue. The rest of the interior is like this teal or green color or something. So I'm trying to get some uniform color in here. So I just started dyeing it like a gray, and I was gonna leave that panel over there black and just accent it black. The steering wheel, steering column, that'll be black. I'm gonna go with the aftermarket steering wheel. I don't think this one even has a horn. So yeah, so then the face for the gauges or whatever, that's black. So the whole dash itself will be gray, the insert black, this black, and steering wheel black. And then on the door panels, I'll probably do the same thing. Like the vinyl parts, I'll probably paint that or dye that gray. The inserts with the cloth or tweed or whatever this is, I'll do that black, and then a little carpet area down here in black. Everything else gray, and black carpet and gray headliner. All the panels otherwise, obviously outside of like this one here, this will be black, but the rest of the vinyl or plastic parts or whatever will be gray. And these are all the vinyl parts or plastic parts. I don't know why I keep saying vinyl, but this is all like the trim pieces that came out. A lot of these are old, brittle, cracking. They're in very bad condition, to be honest. So I'm gonna be jumping online to see if I can find some interior plastic pieces for this car, which I know will probably take me forever. So I might be riding around for a little while without these interior parts, or I might just dye them for the time being and stick them back in as best I can, and just stick with it until I find a good set of replacements. Now on to the good part. Let's pop the hood and see what's going on under there. The engine is pretty much done. I did find an issue with the headers, and it's funny because in the header install video I called this. I said it was probably gonna leak at the flange, and that's exactly what happened. You see the black residue right there? That's from the exhaust slipping through. So when the car is running, you hear it pat 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 from this side, and yeah, that's because of the exhaust leak. I haven't contacted Summit, which is where I bought them from, yet to see if they replace them. There is a year warranty, so yeah, I'll be calling them eventually to get a replacement for this side. The other side has no problems, I don't think. Yeah, the other side is good, I think. Even with the bolt missing, this flange was thick enough that it squeezed it tight enough where you don't have an issue with that. I got a bypass pulley for the AC, and all this crap is done. I still need to take this alternator off and clean it up or get a new one or whatever, just so everything looks uniform. And I also found a Malibu in the junkyard. I was able to get a wiper motor out of, so that's good. I haven't found the passenger side wiper arm yet. I need to find that or rob it off this car. I ain't doing that. Don't even think about it. Yeah, everything is good. It starts up. It sounds good. I took it to the exhaust shop to get the exhaust put up, and I think I got a video clip from that. If I do, I'll insert it here. And yeah, they did a pretty good job. They do pretty good custom work. They got the exhaust out put up there for me. But the funniest thing happened with that. I drove, mind you, I got this car, I pushed it around, you know, it's been pushed back and forth, moved around and everything. There has been no issues. The wheels rotated, you know, like they're supposed to and everything. No problems at all. I was able to drive it up the trailer since it runs now, so I drove it up the trailer. I get it to the exhaust shop. I drive it off the trailer, and I'm trying to drive into the shop, and this wheel pops off. So my boy was standing in front of me, and when it popped off, he's like, whoa, 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 stop. I thought I hit a pothole. I thought the car just dipped and I fell in a pothole or something like that. Nah, the wheel was laying in there. I think I got a picture of that too. I'll insert that here if I got it. Yeah, the wheel popped off, so we went and assessed the damage. Nothing was broke. We thought the ball joint broke or something, or you know, something like that. Nope. The lugs all just came off, and funny enough, they all dropped in a pile no bigger than this. Like they all 5 just dropped off at the same time. So yeah, it popped off. We put it back on. We thought like maybe the lugs just were loose or something, so we just put it back on. And yeah, we moved about 2 feet. Once again, wheel popped off. Same deal, all 5 lugs, pile no bigger than this, just sitting there. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I thought it was the funniest stuff in the world. It did bend the fender up here. You can't even tell, but this part of the fender was like pushed in. I was able to just pull it right back out. So other than like this small crease that I can hammer and dolly out, that might not even be metal, that might just be the paint, but there was no damage done there. There is a dent here. You can kind of see it. I don't know if that happened when this happened or if it was always there. I don't know. I thought I remembered this part of the car being, or this side of the car being pretty straight, and all the, you know, dents and stuff being on the other side. But it don't matter. We could take care of that. It's still a solid fender. We'll get that dent pulled out. But what else is new? What else is new? What else is new? I think that's it. Oh, so another thing that was happening when we got it off the trailer, the car wasn't like moving really on its own power. So like you would have to give it some gas to get it to move, and it wouldn't roll. So I'm like, obviously I got a brake locked up. So yeah, sure enough, it's this wheel. The caliper is locked. That wheel ain't turning at all. So yeah, so I went ahead and ordered all new brake parts, calipers, rotors, bearings, hoses, same thing in the rear. I ordered all that stuff for the rear, so everything's gonna be replaced when the car next time it goes on the road or whatever. All that stuff will be replaced, and that's it pretty much. This build is almost there. It's almost done, but there's still a lot of work to do as far as like the interior and all that stuff. I still got to put the cluster on and speed cable, the headlight switch, the wiper switch. I haven't got the headlights to work, even with the switch in there. Even with the switch in there, the headlights aren't working. So I ordered a new switch, and when that comes in, I guess I'll try that out, and hopefully that's it. If not, it's probably a fuse or some wiring on the dash. I don't know. Hopefully I can figure that out, because I can't drive the car without brake lights. And I'm trying to get it done by Saturday, which is in 3 days. So in 3 days, we got to get this car done. So yeah, here's some of the brake parts that came in already. We got the rotors. We got, what else? We got the rotors. We got some hoses and stuff, I guess. I know. This is what we're waiting on, actually. So we're waiting on all this stuff to come in. The brake pads. The brake pads came in already. Brake pad, brake rotor, brake shoes, brake wheel cylinder. Yeah, and we're waiting on all this stuff to come. So yeah, as soon as all that stuff gets in, we'll be working on it again. Another update is the headliner. So I got the headliner out of the car, and it was all brittle and crumbly and stuff as they always are. So a trick that I do with these headliners on the back side of them, I just go around the edge with fiberglass. Usually the center section stays intact. It's usually like the edges that crack and break and all that stuff. So you don't want it to be too hard. You kind of want it to have a little bit of flex, and then you don't want to block those holes because you want it to breathe, right? So yeah, so I just go around the edges of it with fiberglass, and then like all the old holes, I drill them back out so I can mount like the sun visors, the what is it called? I think they're called coat hangers or something like that. And yeah, so it's nice and sturdy now. It's not falling apart anymore. I cleaned off all the old foam. You got to do that before you put the new stuff on there, or it's never gonna stick. It's gonna be falling again. But you can see like all the staples, or they tried to staple it up to hold the headliner up. Back when, way back when. And yeah, this is the fiberglass work. I am not the best at this, but it definitely didn't come out too bad. It's gonna work. What else? Am I missing anything? No, I think that's it. So that's it for the update video. Yeah, everything's moving along good. The car, you know what? I'm gonna start it up and let you all hear it. I should have made a video of it starting up with the open headers, because that sounded good. That sounded really good. But yeah, I'm gonna make a small, where's the key? I'm gonna get a clip of it real quick starting up, and let you guys hear what it sounds like. Now mind you, this is like I think it's like a 2.5 inch exhaust with some really cheap mufflers. It was cheap. I was you know, budget spending when I bought this stuff just to get it going so I could spend more money at other places like this interior. So oh, you know what? Let me get right back to y'all. I gotta hook the electric pump back up. Alright, I went ahead and like primed the fuel real quick, so it should be able to start up now. So let's see if we get a good start or not. I'm about to kick this gas pedal a few times to prime it. And it should start right up. Let's see if I can get y'all in there. Those dimming carbs, man, I don't know about I don't really know anything about carbs, but I never see carbureted cars start tight and run that smooth. Yeah, you can hear that exhaust leak over here. If you put your hand down there, you can feel it coming out of there. So that's definitely where the leak is coming from. Still getting a little burn off on this side from on top of the wheel falling off at the exhaust shop. I made the DAD 6 lines for the power steering, and the high pressure line blew off also. Oh man, actually it's still leaking. Or no, maybe that's old oil. Yeah, I think that's old oil. Yeah. So it's still a little old down there from when it blew off at the exhaust shop, but yeah, the car's running pretty smooth. It's running out of gas right now, that's why it's backfiring and everything. So eventually it should die out. I don't have the electric pump hooked up, but yeah, that's how it sounds. So on to the next project. In the next clip, I guess I'll go ahead and put the headliner fabric on and try to reinstall that. And yeah, we still waiting on brake parts. So until those come in, not much more I could do. But on the good side, it's like when that comes in, then we can finally test drive the car and make sure, you know, that it'll go through its paces and do everything it's supposed to do right. Everything else is just beauty stuff, man. Just doing the interior and cleaning up the body and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so brake parts come in, we're good to go.